Bobo. Tell the black dude to Bobo.
DC The Voice, Alabama Prisoner Profiles. What is going down with y'all, man? Make sure y'all like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment, man. Let me know what y'all think about the content, man. I appreciate y'all. We still going up. I apologize. I've really been trying to get more content out to y'all and shit. Nigga done started a new job and shit like that. So, you know, y'all ain't made me rich yet, so we still grinding this shit out in my spare time. Nigga, actually on lunch right now in the Wendy's parking lot, you know what I'm saying? Getting the fuck to it. Y'all know what's going on. So today, I'm bringing this to y'all. We have a Ventress Correctional Facility captain who has been reinstated by an ad law judge, which is administrative law if you don't know, after being dismissed by the warden of Ventress for his use of excessive force, which contributed to the death of a prisoner. Let's get right into this horse shit right now. Alright, so the Alabama Personnel Board has reinstated a correctional officer who was dismissed on his warden's recommendation this spring because he used excessive force against an incarcerated man who subsequently died from blunt force trauma. Captain Timothy McCorvey was a senior supervisor at Ventress Correctional Facility in Southeast Alabama on January 21st, 2023, when he struck Brandon Crosby. Now, I looked up to see who Mr. Brandon Crosby was, and I couldn't find anything about his conviction or why he was there. Maybe if I dug a little bit deeper, that's besides the point. But here's an article I found back from 2013. A couple has been arrested after a little boy was beaten to near death. The Russell County Jail told News Leader 9 Brandon Crosby was arrested Sunday and charged with child abuse and domestic violence. His bond has been set at $50,000. His mother, Elisa McDade, was arrested Monday and charged with child abuse. Her bond has been set at $100,000. Family members told News Leader 9 Grayson is in intensive care unit at Scottish Rite in Atlanta and is being treated for multiple injuries, including multiple skull fractures, brain injuries, and a stroke. Family also said emergency surgery had to be performed to remove fluid buildup and pressure on his brain. Damn, AG. G. Mom, what's going on? Anyway, so getting back into the original article about Mr. McCorvey, right? Surveillance video showed Captain McCorvey entering E dormitory at approximately 2:21 a.m. and dragging Mr. Crosby by his shirt collar into the hallway outside the dorm. Then, according to the administrative law judge who reviewed the video for the board, Captain McCorvey leaned down and said something to Mr. Crosby and then punched him in the head before securing him in handcuffs. After he was handcuffed on the ground, Mr. Crosby grabbed Captain McCorvey's leg and raised his head slightly. At this point, the Alabama Department of Justice, the ALJ found it appears McCorvey hit Crosby a second time in the video. Crosby's head snapped toward the floor after McCorvey made a sudden movement toward Crosby. Crosby rolled over onto his side and appeared in distress until the end of the video. Shit, knocked the shit out of bro, didn't he? Your head snapped toward the floor. What going on, Tim? What's going on? Mr. Crosby, 36, died at the hospital later that day from blunt force trauma, according to an autopsy that showed extensive hemorrhaging around his brain, as well as multiple rib fractures, liver and spleen lacerations, and a deep bruising through Mr. Crosby's neck. God damn, he was fucked up. Are you serious? A fucking train? Y'all, hold on. An internal investigation by the Alabama Department of Corrections staff later concluded that Mr. Crosby had ingested drugs that caused him to fall off his bunk and hit his head on the floor. Two separate Alabama Department of Corrections investigations concluded that Captain McCorvey used excessive force in violation of the Alabama Department of Corrections policy by striking Mr. Crosby once with a closed fist and a second time with an open hand, even though LJ wrote Mr. Crosby, quote, did not pose a threat to McCorvey and never engaged in any active resistance. You bitch ass nigga, you know what I'm saying? The warden at Ventress recommended Captain McCorvey's dismissal, citing, quote, unnecessary and unwarranted force that was used against the inmate, quote, and the Alabama Department of Corrections terminated his employment on April 4th. He appealed the dismissal to the Alabama State Personnel Board, which adopted the LJ's findings that the use of force was, quote, excessive and unnecessary since Crosby was handcuffed, unquote. The board, nevertheless, reinstated Mr. McCorvey with full back pay minus a 10-day suspension. Mr. McCorvey remains employed by the Alabama Department of Corrections. Mr. Crosby is just one of the numerous incarcerated people who have died or suffered grievous injuries after assaults by officers at Ventress Correctional Facility. Quote, uses of force are so commonplace in Alabama's prisons that officers, even supervisors, watch other officers brutally beating prisoners and do not intervene, unquote. Federal prosecutors found. Them the feds talking to you. They like, hey, these folks, hey. Quote, in short, in Alabama's prisons, cruel treatment of prisoners by staff is common, unquote. Even though Alabama has been on notice for years at this point that it's violating the Constitution by failing to protect incarcerated people from excessive use of force by prison staff, the Alabama Department of Corrections has made no meaningful changes, and the toxic culture of unlawful violence by prison officers and supervisors continues unabated. At least 80 Alabama Department of Corrections employees have been criminally charged or administratively sanctioned for misconduct within Alabama prisons since 2019 alone. In 30 of those cases, the offending officers were supervisors. Damn. So, bruh, you know what I'm saying? Let's say dude didn't die and he didn't assault them, or he did still hit, bruh, but he didn't die. You still should lose your goddamn job. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, cool. They saying he didn't kill, bruh, but he did hit him though, and that's fucked up. But we gonna give bruh his job back. You know what I'm saying? I guess they felt the 10-day suspension was, you know what I'm saying, good enough. Imagine if you struck somebody on the street at your goddamn job. Where you think you going? You know what I'm saying? Your ass going to the county jail if you hit a nigga at Wendy's. Like, I'm a real nigga, boy. I'm a street nigga. I don't need none of it. And then you know what I'm saying, you sock dude up, you know what I'm saying, or something, like, you going to jail. More than likely, you know what I'm saying, but dude gets to assault people that are under his care, custody, and control. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be like the equivalent of like a teacher beating up a student or something like that. Motherfucking caregiver, you know what I'm saying, beating up their patient. Nurse beating up their patient. Doctor beating up their patient. Dentist, you know what I'm saying, beating up their patients. Only in corrections, because the culture of violence is just so prevalent amongst prisoners as well. It infects the administration. The shit is just, you know what I'm saying. And I was talking to another prisoner yesterday. I asked two prisoners, I believe, that have both done over 20 years. Do you think the staff is more aggressive because they're so short-staffed that they have to make a statement similar to an inmate, have the max a motherfucker out and go to the extreme, you know what I'm saying, when they get into an altercation in order to send the message, don't fuck with me? You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers, I guess, are less apt to fuck up, you know what I'm saying, if they know they're gonna get their ass whooped and fuck the paperwork. They ain't trying to do no paperwork anyway, you know what I'm saying? They just whoop your ass Let that be that. That video in the beginning of that prisoner getting slapped by the guard showed that video to Pitbull, and Pitbull was like, shit. A lot of motherfuckers are welcome that goddamn slap rather than that damn paperwork that's gonna increase your level and, you know what I'm saying, if they do their job, potentially get you sent to a higher security facility, but that don't even happen half the time. You know what I'm saying? You got max level prisoners walking around in mediums and vice versa and shit like that. Motherfuckers been approved for the honor dorm and shit like that, and they just not sending them. You know what I'm saying? Craziness. We ain't done, bro. That was just my little rant right there. So I'm on lunch turn. Hold on. All right, now in digging deeper into this, I found the court documents online in which the 25-page decision by the personnel board and the administrative law judge is listed. And in that decision, they outline Mr. Captain McCorvey's indiscretions and malfeasances, basically disciplinaries, some trail of paperwork he received for quote-unquote violations and or fucking up at work, and they follow. It says McCorvey began his conditional employment with the Department of Corrections in March 2001 as a Correctional Officer 1. This motherfucker has over 20 years. You don't think he knows better? And he a rookie officer whipping somebody's ass, you just tapping on the hand. You don't think he knows better than to hit a motherfucker in cuffs or when they're not posing a threat? But let bruh keep his job. Let me keep going. In September 2001, McCorvey completed his training and was given permanent status as a Correctional Officer 1. In February 2011, McCorvey was promoted to Correctional Sergeant. Now, hold on, G. It took you over 10 years to promote to Sergeant. It's a test. You know what I'm saying? But I guess that's good. I don't know. Some people are saying you need, you know what I'm saying, lot. Maybe that's more than enough experience that he needed to promote as a sergeant. But I just, you know what I'm saying, motherfuckers are promoted nowadays, I guess, in 6 months because they're so short-staffed. So I guess, you know what I'm saying, this is in 2011, so that ain't that long ago. But anyway, McCorvey was promoted to a correctional sergeant in February 2011. In August 2013, McCorvey was promoted to, so boom, captain. You know what I'm saying? No, wait, it's lieutenant and then captain. So, shit, I cut it off, but so okay, it only took you 2 years to go from sergeant to damn lieutenant. So it was, you know what I'm saying? Why? Anyway, McCorvey's prior disciplinary history at the Alabama Department of Corrections includes the following disciplinary actions in reverse chronological order. Okay. On February 21st, 2017, for minor violations of departmental or institutional rules, policies, or procedures that do not result in serious consequences, committed on February 6, 2017. Number 2. Warning, on March 17, 2014, for non-compliance with policies, procedures, regulations. Number 3. Written reprimand, March 18, 2014, for failure to perform job properly, not resulting in actual consequences, misuse of state equipment or supplies resulting in loss or damage. Next one, Number 5, non-compliance with policies, procedures, and regulations. Next one, written reprimand, violation of safety/security regulations when the consequences are serious, but consequences do not occur. Next one, 2-day suspension for being late to work, tardiness / failure to follow proper call-in procedures. Next one, written reprimand, being late to work. Next one, written reprimand, being late to work. Next one, failure to follow proper call-in procedures. Next one, 2-day suspension for sleeping or giving the appearance of sleeping on duty. Serious violations of rules committed on, man's got the date. Next one, 5-day suspension for disgraceful conduct on or off duty. Now, I wonder what went on there. What, you get drunk or you get a DUI off duty, you smack your wife up or something like that? What happened with that? Next one, Warning, failure to report to work, parentheses, unexcused absent. Next one, written reprimand for leaving assigned post and or workstation before the end of shift/workday without permission from proper authority or proper relief resulting in actual consequences. Fuck this shit. I'm out. Oh, my partner's by himself. He got hit up. Goddamn. Wasn't there to hit the code. I don't know. That's just a little, you know what I'm saying? That's my little speculation. Next one, written reprimand for failure to cooperate with investigations. I ain't seen that. I don't know nothing. Shit, watch out, feds. I don't know nothing about bruh bringing in dope for nobody. You know what I'm saying? What he's saying, I know something about it. I don't know shit. I don't know what he's talking about. Definitely get him up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Next one, written reprimand tardiness. Next one, tardiness. Next one, tardiness. Next one, tardiness. You know what I'm saying? So now I did speak with the corrupt author and asked him what's the seriousness, you know what I'm saying, of these quote rule violations, you know what I'm saying, for this captain in specific. And they range from, you know, this is throughout his whole career. So 20 is about 1 a year, you know what I'm saying? I guess that's, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But he was like, it's night and day. Some officers do their job by the book and never get write-ups. Some officers don't do their job by the book and don't get write-ups. Some do, you know what I'm saying? Some do get write-ups. He's saying basically they target some motherfuckers, and he's saying that that's what this looked like to him. So here's what he had to say about it.
I mean, it's hard to say. None of that stuff is very hard, but it looked like they didn't really like this guy, and they was trying to build up a file so when they could get rid of him, officers have a lot of rights. So if they wanted to get rid of him, they got enough on him, like a trail record, to make him look bad. Looked like they targeted him. Because I know officers who done a lot of stuff, they never got written up. And then it's been times I should have got written up and I didn't get rolled up, depending on who you with and if they like you. Sometimes they'll pin stuff on you, you know, that you're not even supposed to get a write-up, and people don't feel like going through the rebuttal process, and they'll accept it because it's minor. It kind of seems like this guy is kind of like a loose officer. Like he kind of doesn't take it halfway serious. Like he might call in whenever he wants to. You know, he want to go to a party, call in sick. Ain't nothing really they can do about it. Play around. He want to go hang out on another officer's post, his friend's post. You know, kick it with the inmates a little bit. Yeah. That's when they start targeting you for little stuff like that. It's kind of like you're not taking your job serious, and they still can't really fire you, but they try to build a paperwork case on it. That's what it appears. It looked like a bunch of minor stuff that most of the time get looked the other way. Could it be the administration didn't like him and they were gonna harass him at every angle, you know? So I don't know what to say. I'm not there. I can't really give a good diagnosis of what's going on. About 80% of the staff there could have been written up for each and every one of those offenses. You know, but even people who's never been wrote up. Now, it's a few officers that they take their job very professional. They never get write-ups, and they always do everything about the book. I've known a few like that. But shit, 85%, 90% of the officers could have each and every one of those write-ups. It's been times officers come late, but their supervisor clock them in, and you know, and stuff happen out of work, and they don't get written up for it. Some of them do, some of them don't, you know. So like I say, 75, 85, 90% of the officers could have those same write-ups. It's just picking and choosing. Well, you know, the judge gonna go by the regulations and the laws, and it's very hard to fire an officer. You know, that's why they always holler, you know, I was afraid for my life. That's a protection under the law. A lot of people don't get that. You know, he was resisting arrest. He wasn't obeying orders. And so that's the stuff the judge is gonna look at. Those are things that's gonna absolve you of guilt. So right now they're doing a witch hunt. Anybody get in trouble, anyone beating inmates, Department of Correction gonna rush to appease the Justice Department, make it look like they're cracking down on officers. And but those officers, if they want to push it, they can go, to the courts and go through the unions, and they can, get their, they got access to right. They got protections under the law.
Yeah, man, and there y'all have it. So let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. All my folks out there at Ventress, if you see this captain, tell them DC at Alabama Prisoner Profiles said,